Welcome to Lives of Light, little saints. Today we celebrate Saint Mark the Evangelist, whose feast day is April 25th. He is the patron saint of writers and storytellers of the good news. Listen to how he helped the world remember the story of Jesus. Story, the man who wrote about Jesus. Long ago, in the early days of the church, there was a young man named Mark. Mark loved listening to the stories about Jesus. He heard about the miracles, the teachings, the kindness, and most of all, the great love Jesus showed by giving his life for us. Mark became a close helper and friend to St. Peter, one of Jesus' 12 apostles. Peter would preach about everything he had seen: Jesus calming the storm, feeding thousands, healing the sick, and rising from the dead. As Mark listened carefully, he realized something important. Many people had never met Jesus. Many had never heard these stories. Mark thought, what if someday these stories are forgotten? What if future children never hear about Jesus? So Mark decided to do something brave and important. He began to write. Carefully and prayerfully, Mark wrote down the stories Peter told him. He described Jesus' miracles, his compassion, and his power. He wrote about how Jesus loved the poor, forgave sinners, and welcomed children. Mark wanted everyone to know that Jesus is the Son of God, strong, loving, and full of mercy. Writing was not easy. Traveling was dangerous. Christians were often persecuted. But Mark kept working. He traveled to different lands, including Egypt, preaching about Jesus and sharing the good news. In the city of Alexandria, Mark helped build up the Christian community. He taught people to pray, to forgive, and to love one another. But just like many early Christians, Mark faced danger because of his faith. Even when people threatened him, Mark did not stop sharing the story of Jesus. He knew the message was too important. Eventually, he gave his life as a martyr, faithful to Christ until the end. Today, we still read the Gospel of Mark in the Bible. It is the shortest gospel, but it is powerful and full of action. Through his writing, Mark continues to teach the whole world about Jesus. Saint Mark reminds us that sharing God's story, whether by speaking, writing, or living kindly, can change the world. Reflection. Saint Mark teaches us that sharing the good news is important. Ask yourself, how can I share Jesus' love today? Maybe you can tell a Bible story to someone, show kindness and forgiveness, write a note of encouragement, pray for a friend. You don't have to write a whole gospel. Even small acts can share God's love. Prayer. Dear Saint Mark, thank you for writing the story of Jesus so we can know him and love him. Help me to share God's love with my words and actions. Give me courage to speak truth and kindness in everything I do. Amen. Remember, little saints, like Saint Mark, your words and actions can share Jesus with the world. Keep shining his light. And see you next time on Lives of Light.